Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. The flag is right back. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thanks for coming, everybody. It's always fun to come to the Harsen's Island for a meeting. Let's do roll call first, then we'll amend the agenda. Can I have a roll call, please?
Sandy Kupa. Here. Chris O'Regan.
Here.
Christy Helton. Here. Artie Bryson.
Here.
Cindy Valentine. Here. Joanne Shirkey. Here. Mark Bouchard.
Here. Okay, we're all here on President's Board. I'd like to actually make an amendment to the agenda under new business for 11. They had dangerous building for $7,000. We put it out for bid and we'll discuss it, but awarding it to Timberwood Homes. And that will be under 11 under new business.
Support.
Thank you. Got motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, anyone opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have our a scheduled public hearing for the proposed kayak and bike launch. I'd like to, anyone want to make a motion to open it up?
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing for the property on Columbine for the proposed kayak launch at 7:03.
Support board?
Okay, motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay, at this time I'd like to open up the public hearing. If I could, I'll give a synopsis of what we're thinking about doing, and then I'll open it up for a public discussion. What it is, actually, everyone says kayak, but we're actually going to be a bike trailhead too. So if someone wants to park their car there, unload bikes and go for a bike ride. The reason we're doing that too is a lot of people in this room had discussions of they'd like to see a bike trail on the island. And this would give us a lot more push with MDOT to at least get a bike trail on M154, seeing that we already have amenities for that, to entertain that. So it's a kayaking and bike trailhead, basically. And why we're doing this, well, I had a lot of people approach me and say, hey, we need access on this blue trail. But in general, kayaking has been really growing a lot in the whole country. I got some stats. See, in the last 2 years, kayak fishing has gone up 32%. Recreational kayaks gone up 15%. And the actual paddleboarding has gone up 61%. So it's a growing recreation activity. And not only that, kayakers, they spend a lot of money. And this is just in the past year. We had 2 articles actually taking or recognizing the Crispin Blueway about water trails, Michigan's emerging trend. This kind of looks familiar, doesn't it? It says deep dive into the blue economy. They talk about how much money kayakers spend in the area where they could go to. And then Semcott also did an article, and all these highlight the Crispin Blueway, the importance of the blue economy. And it really is. They spend money. They don't require a lot of services, and quite frankly, I think it's going to help out our local vendors, our local businesses, and property values down the road too. So in a nutshell, I think it's going to help, help us all out as far as attracting more people, and they don't require a lot of services. Not too many people do we have to, how many kayakers did you arrest last year?
Oh, I have to look that one up. Speeding, no doubt.
And they don't have engines in their boats to catch on fire. It's a real, they don't leave much of a footprint. Most of them are really ecology minded. One other cool thing too, SEMCOG, they really haven't announced it yet, and again, that's Southeast Michigan Council of Government. It's a big organization, and they see the value of this, of basically kayaking. They have, they're going to announce it next month. They're just finishing up. But last week I was at a meeting. They're doing a program called Terrain 360. And what it is, they're going to map virtual trails, the whole trail from beginning to end, certain trails in the state, in our area, 7 counties. They're going to do about 350 miles. Not only are they going to do the Crispin Trail, but we have 4 or 5 other trails in the township. We have the Russell Island Loop. We have maps on it all. We have a loop that goes around the Twin Sisters and Gull Island. There's the Bouvier Bridge loop. We have a trail that goes back in St. John's Marsh, and they're going to do every trail in Clay Township. That's pretty cool. And I bet you not one municipality they're really good to us for this. And it's one of those virtual tours where you can take your mouse and you can do a 360 all the way around. That's how they explain it to me. But how these grants work, what we're going to do, we're applying for a DNR Trust Fund grant. And it's a grant that they're pretty readily available. You got to do a lot of work to get it. But it's all predicated on appraisals. A few of you might know we actually had one for the Hunt Club on the other side of the road. Chuck worked hard on it, and a few others were aware of it, to buy that property. But like I say, it's all predicated on appraisals. The appraisals came in, this is what they said, they would give us 75% of it. The owners wanted more than that, so the deal wasn't made. For this property, we checked out the title. It's got a clear title. That's the first thing they asked for. And we went out and got an appraisal. The appraisal came back at $120,000. So we talked to the board and, hey Linda, and they wanted to go ahead and see if we can make this happen. I got a purchase offer. We locked it up basically for 2 years for $112,000. It was appraised at $120,000. We got it for $112,000. The closing date, it takes about a year and a half to close on these. So I actually, a little conservative, got a 2-year window to close on it. Let's see, what else is there? But like I say, the grants are 100% predicated on appraisals, and I think we'll be in good shape on that. I've had people ask me, well, what about all the taxes we're going to lose if on this piece of property? Clay Township recognizes to the township operations, we get $20.19 a year. I think we can handle that. And like I say, there's all kinds of documentation how it brings money into the area. Basically, the plan, and this public hearing isn't for the plan or anything. It's just that we're going to go ahead with this grant. But in a nutshell, and this is just concept, we're going to have parking out by the road with an area for more parking down the road if we need it. We have a proposed walking trail that can be adjusted. It's just, you know, it's just a rendering. I've had talks with the DNR. If we secured this property, they're really interested in co-oping with different programs, and there's just all kinds of things that could be done as far as nature walks. Not only that, they were doing some work on the Crispin Drain. They had some botanists here. I snagged them. They did a walkthrough. To me, this stuff just looks like weeds, I'll be honest with you. But they isolated and said that there was 9 rare plants and grasses and marsh weeds on this property that you know, we'll be able to protect and save and educate people about. We have a proposed bathroom, and we will bring water actually out in front sooner. Quite simple reason, if we're going to do this work, I'd like to have a fire hydrant there. And the only thing that I thought of right now, this, instead of having a walkway, this will actually be a driveway with a place to turn around so you can load and unload the kayaks. And plus, if we needed a staging spot for any of our emergency vehicles, that would be a great place to stage them. Like I say, proposed bathroom and a proposed lookout, a lookout tower where you can climb up and see out over the marsh, because it is a spectacular view out there. That's it in a nutshell. Then the dock going out towards the drain, or I said blue trail, and it's going to be handicap accessible, 8 foot wide. It's approximately, I'm not sure where it starts, it depends on the wetlands, approximately about 300 feet. I mean, wow, that's a long dock. Yeah, but we have a lot of 300-foot docks on this island, and it's not that long. In fact, we just rebuilt the Pearl Beach Pier, and that's 16 foot wide. That's 310 foot long, and no one's taxes went up from doing that. And then at the end, we'll get, St. Clair County will give us handicap kayak launches. They have the docks, it costs us nothing. What we have to be responsible for doing is pull them out in the winter and put them back in the summer. They're floating docks, and they make it really easy and friendly for putting, you know, launching the kayaks. See, what am I missing? I think that's about it.
Will there be beach access?
What?
Swimming?
There's really not that much swimming there. It's marsh, but you know, there's all kinds of things we could do with this property. But like I say, this is just if we want to go ahead and purchase the property for the DNR. We're just kind of spitballing and talking out loud of the developing it, and this could be changed, and we will have more public input to exactly, once we get the property, if we go that route, exactly how to develop it. So that, I'll open up for public comments. And
what's it exactly going to be?
what?
Where's it going to be? You said Columbine, that's a big road.
Yeah, it's a for sale property, just the other side of, by Joe's house. You know where that is?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, I've got a couple questions.
yeah.
There's be no overnight?
Yep, there's not going to be any overnight camping allowed. There's not going to be any barbecue pits for cooking. It's strictly a trailhead and access point for both bikes and kayaks.
Are there gonna be hours
There will be hours.
and a gate or something?
Well, if we have to, we'll put a gate up, and you can't kayak at night. So there will be hours. And like I say, all of this stuff is questions that we can change. We'll have control over it. over this property, because we'll own it.
Alrighty, who's gonna maintain it?
The township will.
Township.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Joe, and wanted to give for the record your name?
Jack Sears.
Okay. All right.
I'd just like to make one comment, Pat Bean. One of the problems, once we have this, is there is no, everything's private property. So to enable this, you need a place to park and you need access.
Right,
So that has to happen somewhere.
right.
So right now, we got people parking on private property and that's causing problems. And I think there's a solution.
Yep, yep. We have had a lot of people come to us, gosh, we need a place to do this. We do have a couple, the DNR owns a couple of access sites, but as soon as the DNR closes during hunting, you can't get into the trail from it. We're locked out. So this will remedy that, and like I said, I've had a lot of people since this project started, it's great, but we don't have any access, and this is going to solve that. So, Chuck.
Chuck Miller, Green Drive. Artie, you're going for a full, 112,000
Yeah, I was going to
or
say.
120?
No, the grant, it's going to be, the DNR will pay for 75% of the 112. And then, to take that further, I've asked the St. Clair County Parks and Rec if they would actually split our share, which they're agreeable to. So it will actually cost the township 12.5% of the purchase price. And there are a few costs that we'll have to absorb to get this. Some of it is like we'll have to get a better appraisal done. The grant will actually, over and above, pay about $12,000 towards that, and then anything additional, the county will actually split that with us too. Jack?
One other question. Who's gonna be responsible if somebody gets hurt on that property?
It'll be township property, just like our parks and everything else.
Okay.
And it won't raise, actually, I talked to the insurance company, it doesn't raise our insurance premium up at all. So,
Harold Stever and Marks. So we've ascertained that the purchase of the land should cost the township approximately $14,000.
yep.
Right, putting it in dollars and cents.
Mhm.
So do you have an estimate on what the construction of the rest of the facility was going to cost?
I have a guesstimate, probably about $120,000, which
Will there be a grant
which
applied
we
toward that?
will be aggressively seeking grants. And through the grant process, the #1 priority to obtain these grants is water access. If it was just a hiking trail, we'd be down further on the list. So I can't say we're going to get them, but we're going to apply for them and actively get them. We have a pretty good chance. What was it? There's been 2 awarded for developing parks in the county. One, I think, Fort Huron Township received one, where it's through the same grant process. You can do a development grant through the DNR Trust Fund grant also, and they pay again 75%. So we get a couple of these grants. The Community Foundation, St. Clair County Community Foundation, they were thinking we were further ahead. We own the property. They wanted to give us money this year. I got to buy it first. So there's going to be grant money available, and we will actively seek that out. So.
Once it's completed.
You want to do your name?
No, I'm Jim Stever, Harold's brother.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, no problem.
I think he's more sorry than I am.
Yeah, I bet.
That's on TV now.
Once the acquisition's completed, what do you think the time frame would be to have the parking, the other structures and whatever, so people could
Yeah,
use it?
that's hard to say. Now, let me talk about the time frame a little bit. That's why we had to have this here. This is actually the second hearing. We had one in December. We're only required to have one, but I wanted to have 2. And I have to have all the paperwork done, the studies, and including, you know, this stuff by April 1. And the grants, we'll know in July or August, but they say once it's awarded, you know, it's 6-8 months before we could close on it for all the paperwork and everything else. So we're almost a year away from closing on it. So, but once we get the approval going, we can start working on grants for development. So, I mean, the first thing we're going to do is parking and get the dock out there. Right away too, we're gonna extend the water line from Raska's out in front, and all the other stuff will come after that.
And you can always rent some porta johns and stuff.
Right.
out of the-
Right.
so.
Yeah, we got ordinance on that coming up. So, yeah, I mean, and like I say, you know, I think it would be cool to have an observation tower out there. Will we do it? I don't know. It's just, you know, we're brainstorming now. And a walking trail. And I know Joe wants that tower for a deer blind, but that's not gonna happen. So, hey Arnie?
Artie, what about bathrooms? You know, this island is really something. When they
Yeah,
have
we're-
bicycles, they got no place to go to the
There's
bathroom.
bathrooms proposed on it.
Where, sir?
There's bathrooms proposed. We have bathrooms that's gonna go there.
Okay, all right.
Public bathroom. In fact, I had someone call me up, hey Artie, are we gonna be able to shower? You know, because I want to freshen up before we go to dinner at the Schoolhouse Grill or wherever. And I'm like, at first I said no, but you know what? I thought we could probably put an outside shower. It wouldn't cost much. You know, I don't know. It's something to think about. You know, and they could hose off their kayaks too after dragging them up.
Can I send you my wish list?
Sure, you can send me a wish list. But yeah, there's going to be public bathrooms, and they'll be on a time clock.
Because I know here that people come across, go fishing and stuff like that. They don't know it about over here by the field over here. They're told it's there.
Right.
And other than that, the other one is over by Brown's. It's a bugger when these people come on here and they don't have a place to go to bathroom.
Right.
It's
Yep.
all the way down the South Channel. There is no place to go. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I think the DNR should maintain it. I had mentioned to Weavers that the DNR would put a couple of them there so that the people would come to the bathroom and then maybe go into Weavers and pick up something and so on and so forth. But they didn't want to pay for it. I'm talking about Weavers. But the DNR should have put them there.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's enough money coming across for fishing license and everything else over here.
Right.
But the people come here, they just do not have a place
Right.
to really do
Well, this
something.
will be a solution for that too.
Sure take a weight off Brown's Field.
Yep.
Artie,
Yeah.
I think we ought to look at that as an investment as opposed to, I'm sitting here listening to you, you're talking 2-3 years at best. I'm 80, I ain't gonna make it.
Well, you're gonna kayak?
And, I mean, how many people in here actually kayak? I mean, really,
Your kids might.
I don't have any, Art.
Yeah. Okay.
I got one that's 56, he couldn't get in and out any better than I could.
But you know, it's an up and coming sport. It's very popular, and
But
it's a growth industry.
liken it to the park on the other side.
Right.
Everybody was against that,
I wasn't.
and look what happened.
Right.
You know, so I think, personally, I mean, I'm not for it and I'm not against it. I think it's a good investment for property,
Yep.
because last night, God didn't make any more, I don't think. So at least you got it.
We don't have a volcano here on the
Yeah.
island, thank God. So.
So, I mean, you guys do what you want. I'm not gonna be here to argue about it.
I hope you are.
Yep.
Kelly, probably one of the few.
At the meeting on mainland, the public hearing, I thought you said the property was 84,000.
No, that was what the grant would be for,
Okay.
from the DNR trust fund.
What they're gonna cover?
Yeah, they're gonna cover 75%
Okay.
of the 112. And then, like I say, our match would be, the match is 25%. St. Clair County Parks and Rec, verbally, we gotta get past this, but they verbally said that they will match half of they would split our match.
I got it, thank you.
And who would be responsible for maintaining it? Would it be the St. Clair County Parks and Rec, or is it going to be the township?
Township.
And what department in the township?
Well, it would be under Parks and Rec. And truthfully, what I would probably do is find out see if there's a local resident would want to go over there and just do a walkthrough every day, throw the trash bags in a dumpster and, give it, clean it as well. Hopefully I'd get someone on an island to do that.
Artie, there was also mentioned one on the other side off of M29 about a parking lot over there for the kayaks. Are we talking about on the island, or are we talking about over there on M29?
No, this is right here on the island.
Right here.
Right around the corner.
But there was a discussion down there where the monument is on St. John's
Yep.
Marsh.
Mhm.
Now, that was talking about putting parking lot there too?
Yeah, there was talks, that's state-owned property, the DNR. They wanted to do a $1.8 million restoration and access site on the St. John's Marsh. But it's kind of held up in the DEQ right now, so we put it to bed for a while, and
Would that cost the township?
zero,
That would be nothing?
zero,
It'd be DNR?
right,
Okay.
yep. Yep, actually, who was for that too, Ducks Unlimited and Wildlife USA, Pheasants for Tomorrow, there was about 5 nature groups. St. Clair Waterfowl was kicking in on that, so, yep. Any, go ahead.
What's holding this property until the grant is awarded?
I got a signed purchase offer accepted.
So somebody can't go in and buy
No.
that piece of property?
Right, yep,
That's a good point.
yep. So, Chuck?
Ari, how is this thing zoned, or how will you zone it going forward?
It's zoned residential and parks are residential.
Well, the reason I'm curious is because when you bring a concentration of kayakers into that location, there will be opportunities for some, I think, some commercial type of activities.
And the people across the street are kind of eyeballing that.
The people across the street?
Yeah, the property across the street, down the ways.
On Columbine or
Yeah.
otherwise? Oh, okay. That's what I was curious about,
Mm-hmm.
because this thing can turn into a revenue generator for the island, if
Right.
nothing else.
Blue economy, the fastest growing economy in the state right now,
It's about what we got over here.
right? Any other questions? Entertain a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing at 7:28.
Support. Okay, a motion support, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, motion carries. Thanks a lot, everybody, seriously. Okay, moving right along, we have bills payable, entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion for bills payable in the amount of $88,384.15.
Support.
Okay, we have motion and support. Any discussion, questions? Hearing none. Roll call vote, please.
Chris Oregan?
Yes.
Christy Hilton?
Yes.
Artie Bryson?
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes. Joanne Shirkey?
Yes.
Mark Bouchard?
Yes.
Sandy Kufel? Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Next, we have any public comments? Do we have any public comments?
Harold Stever, 7111 Mars on the flats.
Yep.
Yesterday, my wife and I, we're members of the Harsen Island St. Clair Flats Association. We sponsor a spring cleanup. In April, we go around up and down the flats to clean out the roads. Yesterday, my wife and I were walking and doing our daily walk that we do, and we noticed there's a lot of trash along the side of the road, and a lot of it has to do with people leaving their trash bags out. And there was one homeowner who bought a nice screened-in cage, hydraulic lifts on the hatch and everything, which would prevent the animals from getting into it. And I don't know, is there any discussion or consideration of an ordinance or some kind of regulation for the weekenders that put their trash out on Sunday night so that their trash doesn't get destroyed by animals, and Monday morning, when it's scattered all over the road, the garbage people won't pick it up.
Right. Yeah, Really not, but it would we would have to bring in the county road involved with that. I don't know if they would let us put, you know, structures like that along the whole road. But that would be a talks we'd have to have with the county road first. I understand the problem. In fact, it's our ordinance that they're supposed to, the trash has to be in a bag, and the bags have to be in a trash can. Well, the problem is, people aren't here to bring in the trash cans either.
Right, no, trash, that's not a viable option.
Right, so we don't really enforce that, but that's how our ordinance is, garbage ordinance is written right now.
Well, it's already an ordinance, but I mean,
Right.
there's nothing.
We have a garbage ordinance.
Right.
So, but, yeah, I hear you, it's a concern, that's for sure.
Come April, when we do our cleanup, it's, you know,
Oh, yeah.
a real mess.
And one thing we have too, you know, with the recycling, a lot of people buy our recycling bags just because they're easier than the bins, because you don't have to bring them in and out. And, you know, if it's windy out,
We're gone.
it blows all the stuff out of those bins like a carburetor. So,
Put a lid on it.
that's right, put a lid on it.
So again,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the answer to that would be,
I mean, we can check into it. Like I say, I don't know if I mean, that road is tight as far as space, especially down in the flats.
Right.
We don't have much of a shoulder. I'm not sure how receptive the county road would be for allowing us to put stuff.
I
Is
mean,
there
how about the
road?
the homeowners themselves?
Well, but the road is the county owns that. It's their
Right.
right of way. And we'd have to have, you know, they go 33 feet on each side.
Oh, okay.
So where you put the garbage out, that county owns that property. So we'd have to go through them also.
There's one already on there, though, I mean.
Well, yeah, they might be in violation, but I'm not gonna
No, I mean, that's a
whistle
good
on
thing.
them.
It's a good thing.
Right, go ahead.
Jim Stever again. Does M-Terra have any of the trucks that have the lifters that they can drive down?
Yeah,
with
no,
them and-
they don't.
Okay.
Yep. So,
The other thing too, Artie, is the DNR has never furnished any trash things. So when the people come over, like you say, whatever they do, there's no place, all the way along the South Channel.
right.
There's no place to put it. I cannot understand why there are not garbage disposal, or garbage things to put that stuff in. We have a beautiful island, and people come here, we've got the largest freshwater delta in the world. But it seems like we do not furnish anything, no toilets, no place to put the garbage. It's just, the people are not pigs, they just don't have no place to put it.
Right.
And I can't understand, and I talked to, these guys over here at the DNR are working their butt off, they're really doing a job. The people that come into Clay Township, that come across the ferry, is bringing business. But we're seeing our businesses on this island dying and going out. We lost Weaver's, we lost the Middle Channel Grocery Store, we lost the bank. We're losing a lot of things on this island over here, but the people come over and they get disgusted. One time over there by my place over there on the dike, they were lined up there a half a mile to go out there on ice fishing. They don't come over here anymore. So the ferry loses, the business people lose it. We're all losing it over here because something is not being done to service these people. You go to Bill Isle, if the state wouldn't have took Bill Isle over, it probably would have died. You understand? So now you go there, you can have it. This island is probably a gem.
No problem.
But the people get so disgusted when people come over because the garbage is out in the front, and they have no place to go to the bathroom, and so on and so forth.
Right.
Now, wherever they're gonna put kayak, if you put the toilets over here, and I gotta go to the bathroom, how far do I have to come before I fill my pants to get to that toilet? The toilet should be right there when they come in and be able to do that. Are they gonna be there, or they're gonna be here?
Right where, sir?
They say they're gonna be over here on the Lions property, ain't they?
No.
Right at the kayak.
Kayak
Kayaks go in the water, the toilet's gonna be.
Oh, okay, when I asked you, you said right here. Right there.
Yeah, kayak.
Oh, okay, all right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
And you know what, I can ask, see if we can get some garbage containers at the access sites. I've asked them before, they're not too receptive, but I'll ask them again.
Okay, because when he pointed, I thought it was gonna be on their
Oh,
property.
okay, yeah. No.
Mr. Seaver, would you be open to a secondary cleanup, maybe twice a year? We get enough volunteers together, would that make a difference?
Actually,
We do a two-row cleanup, we do one in.
I know you do this one
Actually,
in
it's
April.
three.
We do the big one in April.
Yep, and I'm gonna encourage you to, let's get that posted everywhere, right? Let's make sure we bring that up two board meetings prior.
We'll put it on our website like we always do.
That's all we're looking for, is always looking for volunteers.
Yep, so we'll push that on our agenda. But what about, what about a real late fall?
I'd have to bring that up to our board, so.
It's usually the second week of April.
Yeah, don't you do 3? Because we do it with Rotary on the main, we do 3. We do one in
It's a
July.
regular coordinated thing.
Right, we do one in July and then one in
One in the
September,
spring, one in the
October.
fall. And it's a two-week period, we pick a week that we can do it, and then they come by, we pick up all the trash, each one of the volunteers,
Right.
owners, and then they come by and pick it up.
Right, but we only do it once a year right now, so.
Yeah. Well, I got a wife and a couple of kids, we volunteer, so if we put something together, you'd have at least 4 of us.
Okay, we'll just bring it up at our next board meeting.
Okay.
Any other
You got a
questions?
jacket and a stick with your name on it.
All right, I'll be there.
Bring your weight.
Kathy?
Hi, Kathy Harrison, I'm Monroe, and Artie, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but being 218, 217, you promised me twice that you would get the road commission, or to pull them bushes out, so I'm hoping this year they're gone,
Me too.
and I don't have to keep asking and asking
Yep.
and asking.
Yeah, the Boy Scout. Me too. There.
Need to call them and put a bug in their ear if you want
Right.
them gone.
We did take care of some of your problems there.
Oh, the other issue?
Yeah.
We're
We're two-thirds there,
I'll come
right?
spring, I'll see how many are off
Okay.
on the ferry.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Yeah, I drive by them too. So, any other comments?
I know it's been brought up on the mainland here before, I mean, on the island and the mainland. I would just like to request once again, if we could have the packet, the board packet posted online before the meetings. Algonac does it now. Many municipalities up the river do. Just would like you to consider it again.
Okay.
Our issue with that is the size of our board active. We talked about going completely electronic and we can upload it.
Right.
Right now, just to scan it, the size of it, so it's like 98 pages long. Even if you do front and back, we'll print it in the front and back and it's only half of that, but to scan 98 pages, it like shuts down after, I think it's 56, and then you have to start another complete one, so we have to do it in a couple different sections.
Okay, we'll look at it. Any other comments? You guys are easy today.
The weather.
The weather.
You don't want to see it.
That's right. All right, no more public comments. We'll move right along to the consent agenda. Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda consisting of the board meeting of January 8th, 2018, and synopsis, that'd be the board meeting minutes. Reports, including check reports, the December code enforcement, December building and zoning, December water report, and 2017 year-end total reports for water, building and zoning, communication from SEMCOG thanking us for our membership. That's it.
Support. Okay, we have motion and support. Any discussion on anything in the consent agenda? Hearing none, all in favor of the consent agenda as presented, signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, it passes. Okay, the supervisor's report. Let's see. Just want to let the board know, I had a meeting at the road commission last couple weeks ago. Our annual road meeting is going to be February 26th at 1 o'clock, and any of us can come to that. That's where we go over the finances, projects, any issues. It's about a 2-hour thing, and they'll describe how they get their revenues from the state and the gas tax and all that, how it trickles down. And again, that is February 26th, 1 p.m. at the Road Commission. I'll be driving up there. If you just want to ride with me, that's fine too. And I have had some discussions with them as far as projects this year. They go on the calendar year 2018. Marsh Road is going to be redone from Benoit up to Chartier. where's the roller coaster up there. We've been lobbying for that for quite some time. And also Sword Out, this is literally the worst road in the township. Between Morrow and Starville is going to be repaved. They kind of promised me it was going to be done 2 years ago and then last year, but the money's there. It's going out for bid right now as we speak, actually. Then on Anchor Bay Drive, there's a couple bridges, well, all 3 bridges I think eventually are going to be replaced, but the first 2 bridges are going to be replaced in 2018 also. And those will be put out for bid, and it will be probably a fall work to be completed by October, the end of October this coming year. How it works, they're going to do the first bridge first, because to get to the second bridge, they got to fix the first bridge. And probably the following year, the third bridge will be done down there. About a week and a half ago, the DNR held their watercraft control hearing over in Elginak City Hall. I attended that. There wasn't that many people, only about 30 people. And if we actually had a public hearing about that here, last time we were here. Elginak proposed to make a no-wake zone from their the entrance of the Elginak Harbor Club going upstream to their municipal boat launch. My gut feeling is it's not going to go through. There's lots of discussion that they need to enforce the rules that are present, and I think that's what the gist was, you know, leaving that public hearing, and that's what we felt here. Actually, we talked about it over on the island and on the mainland, and therefore we didn't support that resolution to make it a no-wake here. High water is a short-term thing. I mean, 3-4 years from now, hopefully it's going to go down. I couldn't see making this old guy in this little boat no wake when our water is 3 foot lower than it is now. So I'm not sure when the DNR is going to actually release their results from that with their, I've been talking to them. I don't think it's going to, that ordinance is going to get passed. I want to inform the board, we did have a visit from our risk management consultant from MML, Michigan Municipal League. They come every year. And what they do, based on our prior loss, that's how we get charged, our fees. A 1 is you're okay, you're average. If you're a 2, you have a lot of accidents and you pay a lot more money. It's a multiplier that they assign to us. Our multiplier is 0.79, which means we are pretty safe, and basically we get a 20% discount, 21% discount on our work comp and our insurance that we have with them. And they did a walk through the police station this year, and because we did put a new addition on that, and they made a few recommendations, which I believe we already taken care of, didn't we, Mike? Or pretty close?
Yes, 1 recommendation's already been taken care of.
Yeah, and they'll go and they'll tell us, accidents that have been happening a lot around the state. They said make sure when you guys are snow plowing that they wear seat belts, because a lot of people aren't for some reason this year, and the plow hits a curb and they end up kissing the seawall, or the steering wheel, and end up going to the hospital with dental, work needed and that sort of thing. So that was a good meeting, and yeah, we did do a walkthrough tour with our board, IRA, and Elginak through the wastewater treatment plant, and that was kind of interesting, wasn't it?
Enjoyed it.
Enjoyed it.
All we could.
See where it all goes.
Capacity was an interesting point.
Yeah.
We're not running anywhere near
No.
full capacity. It's a very limited schedule. So as far as growth and opportunity for growth is very prevalent, which means that, at this current capacity, the equipment should last a little longer.
Right. And they do, the county runs it for us. All three communities pitch in, and they do a good job running it. They really do. As you know, things go up in cost over the past 10 years, actually the operation cost of that plant has not, is pretty well maintained level, if not sometimes gone down a little bit. There's a lot of new technology, in that type of a field, waste management. So, I went to a 2-day Michigan Township Association training last week. I had 2 days of classes. Classes dealt with, it was a great breakout. Classes dealt with funding sources, how we do special assessments, property taxes, bonding. That was really interesting. We had a big thing for township board groups and individual roles and relations, risk management. That's where we, weigh benefits versus loss, and project management. And everyone says, "Oh, I know how it is in the business world." Believe me, with government, it's a lot different, and it's very interesting. But it was very good training for me, actually. And we're going to be putting a few things in place here soon from that. Okay, where am I here? We do have mediation with Michigan Association of Firefighters tomorrow over some outstanding issues. We were supposed to, I was actually hopeful, we were supposed to meet about a month ago, and I was hopeful of having it all wrapped up, but the union actually canceled half an hour before our scheduled negotiations meeting, and so now we're going to give mediation a shot. And let's see, January 31st, I'm going to Lansing. It's a state legislative, I'm going to Lansing to get a state legislative update and meet with some of our state legislators on new things that's coming down the pipe that would affect us, and also a lot of, state revenue sharing is always a big topic on how the sales tax filters down to the township, and they messes up there every once in a while. And we do have employee harassment training scheduled for all employees tomorrow and Wednesday. Upcoming events, Consumer Education Series, Thursday, February 18th, 7 o'clock, Township Hall. We're dealing with identity theft.
That's February 8th, right?
Yes. Tuesday, January 9th, this is actually every Tuesday. We have the 2020 fitness, cardio, and core weight class meeting at 6:30. Goes for an hour at Millside. And then on Wednesday night, or is it Tuesday? Yeah, I'm sorry. Tuesday nights also, we have yoga, and that meets at the Algonquin Cafeteria, and that's also at 6:30 to 7:30. We have a Zumba class Wednesday nights at Millside, and that starts at 6:30. You can just drop into these classes. It's $10, or if you do the whole 6-week thing, it's $42. And I'm pretty sure once that's up, we'll probably roll it over into another one. We do have a Young Rembrandt's kid drawing class starting. It just started. It's going to start the 30th. That's next week for 5 weeks. It's at Millside from 3:30 to 4:30, right after school. It's $49. And our Winter Fest from the Pearl Beach Lions is February 16th through the 18th in the park next door. So that's all I got.
Artie?
Yeah.
You mentioned you were going to meet with the road commission shortly.
Yeah.
And that triggered something in my memory. Driving back to the island today, the stretch of road on M29 from the bowling alley to Antonia. Yeah.
It does that every year because of the frost. Where there's a cross culvert, they rise. we're in that area. And when it gets warmer, they go back down. I bet you in a day or so, it might actually be down now.
I thought we had a discussion with them, and they were running a little thin on
Yep,
washboard.
yep.
They
It's
were
not,
gonna try and fix it.
yep, MDOT, that's, unfortunately, we ask, they always don't do that. They're aware of it. I'm aware of it.
Make them more aware.
My teeth are aware of it.
When somebody gets killed, then
So-
you get their attention.
All right, we don't have any unfinished business. New business, we have front office desk replacement. We are, and Christie can tell you this, well, everybody, their desks are old, falling apart, and if you walk by and bump Anita's desk, it's gonna fall over. And we got some quotes, you got the quotes, didn't you? For a couple desk replacements. I can read that. Yes.
604.45 each. I would make a motion for desk replacement, line item 101-265-933.00 in the amount of $1,813.35.
Support.
Okay, a motion and support. Any more discussion on that? Hearing none. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Good. Girls will be happy. Who has to put them together?
You do.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Here, weekend project.
Yeah, weekend project for sure. All right, second, we have postage for assessments. Amount of $24.50, line item 101-257-730.
Supervisor, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the assessment postage in the amount of $2,450.24 coming out of line item 101-257-730-00.
Support.
You have support? Motion and support. Any discussion on that? Yes, Andy. Hearing no discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have a request from the Elginak High School to use our pavilion in the park, May 12th, to host and, do they end there?
Yes.
That's what I thought. And end their, the Color Out Cancer Run. I didn't see, is it at 5 or 10? I believe it's at. But it's one of those, they raise money for cancer research, and when they run by, they throw all this powder, and they're all different colors. It's a lot of fun, actually. So they're asking to use our park, and I'm going to also tell them that we will waive any charges.
I'd like to make a motion that we grant Algonac Junior Senior High School the pavilion use, the Clay Township pavilion use on May 12th, 2018 for the Color Out Cancer Run.
Support.
Okay, a motion and support. Any discussion on that?
They use that every year?
Yes. Yeah, this is a yearly thing they've been doing, and we haven't had any issues. I don't know, I think they get about 150 runners or so. It's fairly well attended.
Yeah, they start off and they go down by the high school, right?
Right.
And then they make the loop around behind the high school.
Yep.
Then they'll come up Holland, and then they'll come down Folkert, and then back at the park.
Pow.
Yeah.
They all wear white T-shirts, and they take it. It's kind of cool.
Does this date conflict with any other dates on the schedule?
I don't believe so.
For the Hands of the Park?
Pardon?
I don't, what is it, April 1st, or is it March
May
1st?
12th.
May 12th.
No, that we actually open for the pavilion.
Yeah, April. But
So we have a note in there for that.
yes. Yeah, it's already. All right, any more discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right, next we have a request to use the Township Park, the Elginak Clay Library on March 24th. And they do this every year for their Easter egg hunt.
I'll make a motion to approve the Elginak and Clay Library, the use of our park on March 24th, 2018 for the Easter egg hunt.
Support. Okay, have motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion carries. Next, we have ordinance 142. Basically, it's a portable toilet ordinance, a porta-john ordinance. We have been having issues of a few homes in the township actually not having inside plumbing facilities and having year-round porta-johns outside, and actually in a couple spots storing them like right on the property line so their neighbors get to smell it. They don't. John has one.
Next door.
And, yeah. And this is an ordinance that's going to prevent that from happening. And I did do an amendment, as you know, it's from the one in the packet, because it basically outlaws outhouses, but there are a couple of them on state property. The DNR has a couple of them. And I brought that to the attorney's attention, and she says, well, this ordinance wouldn't apply to that anyhow, but I said I would just feel better that we make put in there that it doesn't apply to state-owned property.
Section 9.
Section 9. Yeah, I don't know, I got the papers all over it. But, so I put that in there, and it was blessed by the attorneys. And in there, if someone has a building permit, they're doing construction, they can have porta-johns. If you're having a party, a wedding, community events, you can have a porta-john. Basically, we're just trying to stop the people that have it out there 8, 9 months, 12 months a year, and not being. And we can actually do a permit if we so choose for them allowing it, but it's got to be screened right and positioned right on the property. So, I'll entertain, okay.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 142, portable toilet ordinance.
Yep. Okay, we have motion and support. Any discussion on
That's
that?
not going to interfere with our portable johns on Brown Field, right?
No. Because they're open for public use. Yeah, we're gonna have to, and it won't take effect, we gotta put it in the paper for 30 days? Yes, 30 days before, it comes into effect after 30 days publication, so. Roll call, any more discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Christy Hilton?
Yes.
Artie Bryson?
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes. Joanne Shirkey?
Yes.
Mark Bouchard?
Yes.
Sandy Kufel?
Yes.
Chris O'Regan?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Next we have MERS, the annual post-retirement healthcare contribution for 17-18. I don't have those numbers in front of me, I'm behind in my paper shuffling. Basically, we're proposing to, from the 16-17 year budget, put in $109,000 into that account, and for the 17-18,000 budget so far, another $50,000. And this goes to pay for our post-healthcare retirement contributions.
I'll make a motion to approve the Employee Health Care Fund contribution to MERS for 2016-17 and 2017-18.
Support.
Okay, motion and support. Any discussions on that?
And I do want to mention, I believe we're behind on the 16-17 only because the treasurer's position was vacant last year.
Right.
So the budgeted amount was moved into our payables, it was just never actually sent to MERS.
All right, any more discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Artie Bryson?
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes. Joanne Shirkey?
Yes.
Mark Bouchard?
Yes.
Sandy Kufel?
Yes.
Chris O'Regan?
Yes.
Christy Hilton?
Yes.
Motion passes. All right, next we have, need to approve additional asbestos removal for the property at 5244. They did find some asbestos in the window glaze. I know it.
Amazing.
I know it.
Window glaze, paint,
Yep, and
drywall.
a little bit of a tile, but they're going to get the rest of it out, and I have a quote for $2,000. If we do it, we got to do it right.
Yeah, I agree, it's a hazard, and we own the property. So I make a motion to approve the additional asbestos quote of $2,000 for the removal of said building materials at address 5244 Point Trumbull.
Support.
Okay, motion and support. So what they're, hey, Chief, just so you guys know, they're going to be pulling these windows out, and so we'll have to put some plywood up over them. If you want to do some training with them before we pull the windows out, you're more than welcome. Or do it in the dark too, either way, or do it both.
Oh, yeah, send us any asbestos-filled building.
Yeah, yeah, just don't chew on the siding.
That's why they call them the blue canaries, right?
That's right. So,
What's that bring our total?
it was about 7,700, I believe. Yeah, well, it was actually 6,500, but I got it for, I believe it was 5,700, if my memory serves me. And so it's going to be 77, which is way below all the other quotes that came in anyhow, and that was without this. But it's one of those things where, you know, gotta do it.
I think the house is what, 50% windows?
Yeah, there's 20 windows in it, believe it or not. Really? So you said $100 a window. Count. There's 20 of them.
Yeah, there used to be a lot of candles in there.
Yeah, remember all the candles?
It's beautiful.
Yep. Okay, do we have a, where are we? Do we have a motion?
We do. Motion and support.
Okay, any more discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next I'd like a discussion actually about our goals, mission, and vision statements. Let me,
This is homework, right?
yeah, I'm gonna assign you guys some homework. You know, I'm just gonna read it for everybody too, for everyone's benefit. It's about 5 years ago I first got in office. We didn't have any goals, mission statements, vision statements, or anything. And the first few months we got together and we came up with these. Last year I had the current board look at them and they thought, well, you know, they actually look pretty good. But I just wanted to bring it up for a little discussion. Remember putting these together, Chuck? Our mission statement for the township is, and again, actually the whole kayak launch thing and everything, it fits all into this. We protect, preserve, promote, and improve the quality of life in our community by providing leadership and services reflecting pride, values, and the vision of Clay Township. I'm going to stop there because there's pride and vision in there. We actually define pride. And it spells pride, P-R-I-D-E, it's kind of cool. But how we describe pride is public service and engagement. We will partner with one another and with community to provide the best services possible. Responsibility and accountability. We take responsibility for achieving results and hold ourselves accountable for our actions. Innovation and sustainability. We actively seek out good ideas that have a lasting positive impact on our work, our community, and our environment. Diversity, and I've been talking too much here, and inclusion. We recognize and respect a variety of perspectives, experiences, and approaches that will help us to achieve our organizational goals, ethics, and integrity. Our actions will maintain the trust and confidence of the public and organizations. So in our mission statement, we talk about the vision statements, or vision too. And the vision is to protect and encourage the environmental, economic, historical, and residential character of the community while creating a destination full of recreational opportunities. So that's the vision that we put together and we're still using. And then from that, we actually have goals. And what I kind of wanted this board to do is rate us, you can go from 1 to 5 or something, how we're doing obtaining these goals. And also let me know or let the board know if you think we're improving, declining, or staying flat. Got it? And we'll bring it back for discussion at another meeting. Our first goal is to protect people and property through public safety, working with other organizations, emergency management organizations, zoning, education. Second goal, maintain and enhance the township infrastructure. Water, sewer, roads, everything that we own. Yeah. Third, preserve and enhance quality of life. We do that through parks and rec or trails, things like that. Fourth, protect and enhance the natural environment. And I tell you, this is one I'm passionate about. I talk about it all the time. It's funny especially when I'm out of town in a meeting, I tell people, it's special. We have a special place here. We encompass the largest freshwater delta in the northern hemisphere. There's one place below the equator that beats us out of the whole world. Clay Township, the American half of it anyhow. That's pretty cool. 5, improve the economic vitality and development opportunities. Help our businesses out and develop opportunities. Let us know how we do. We have the DDA. We sponsor events to bring people in, that type of thing. Provide efficient, effective, and essential support services by pursuing partnerships with other organizations. Can't do it alone. Influence regional and state issues and decisions. That's the 7th goal. The 8th goal is to encourage community involvement through boards, commissions, committees, stewardships, programs, and volunteerism. We have waiting lists for our boards now, actually. 9, preserve, enhance, and celebrate the historic elements of Clay Township. And 10, provide diverse, active, passive, and social recreational opportunities. So that's the goals that we set. If anybody thinks we need to revamp them or change them or anything, let us know. But if not, if you guys could give us a grade, see how we're doing, I think that'd be an interesting discussion.
Are these online?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
One would be a poor score, and 5 would be the best?
Yeah. And if we're not going to make any suggestions, I think we should get them in print on signs and put them up in the township hall too. So, all right, moving right along. Fire department, approval to hire grant writer, $3,000. Chief, you want to tell the board?
I'm asking permission from the board to hire a professional grant writer. FEMA has opened up the AFG grants which are equipment grants for the fire department. As you know, a lot of our equipment is aging. We need to replace it. By submitting these for these grants, we can get money to buy the equipment that we need. We need air packs. We need a ventilation system in our station here on the island. We also need to have the station ventilation system on the mainland upgraded. We need thermal imaging cameras because the ones we have on the mainland are over 20 years old. Technology has changed, and they don't make the batteries for the ones that we have. So we need to replace those. The air packs, again, we need to replace those. They're coming up to their end of their shelf life, 15 years on the bottle, and the harnesses need to be replaced. Of course, technology has come up, so they're better, lighter packs and better devices on it to track them if, say, a firefighter goes down in the building. Also, the masks have thermal imaging cameras in them, so we can use those to look for people or people in a building. The other thing, our jaws are old. I'm looking at replacing those. The grant writer would help us submit our applications. It's based on a point system. The higher points you get, the better off you are. The grant writer that I'm looking at, his name is Harsen. He's from Royal Oak. He's wrote grants for the city of Detroit, Lincoln Park, Royal Oak, and Inkster, to name a few.
See on here, it has a 95% success rate.
Yes.
And actually, we're going to be submitting grants, if we got them all, it'd be, what, $955,000?
Yes.
For the stuff, so get some of that, it'd be nice. And you want to talk about how we're going in also with other communities?
Yes, we're looking at going in with Algonac and Reed City for the air packs, so that would be a regional grant. I submitted paperwork to the county. We're also in with a regional grant through the county for new radios. Our radios are about 12 to 15 years old. In fact, the style radio we have, they quit making it this year. So eventually, we won't be able to get parts for those. So I did get in with a grant with the county through the AFG grant. So that'll help our township out. We're looking at anywhere between 5 and 10% that we would have to match if we're granted. If we get a grant, it's based on our population. So, if we have to put in 90,000 to get 195,000, that's pretty good return.
Yeah, 10%.
10%. And it helps our taxpayers too.
Definitely.
Chief, am I also correct that you had mentioned previously that if for some reason these grants don't get approved, that he would be willing to rewrite them at no cost to us?
Yes.
For the next following?
Yep. If,
grant
say,
cycle?
1 or 2 don't get approved, he will rewrite those for us next year.
Resubmit them and
Resubmit them for next year.
adjust it a little bit.
How many grants are we talking about?
3.
This cost gets it done for all 3, is just $3,000 per grant?
Nope, that's $1,000 per grant.
$1,000 per grant?
Yep.
What's the time frame in him?
We have until February 2nd.
Gotta go. Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve and hire the grant writer for $3,000, $1,000 per grant.
Support.
Okay, motion to support, we better hurry up and vote before. All right, any more discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion carries. Good job, Chief. All right, next we have Fire Department hiring, or approval to hire 3 new hires. As you can see, we have a write-up. Let's see, we have Christopher, how do you say his last name? Desmadrill?
Desmadrill, yep.
Is it? Okay. Matthew Gabriel and Rick Adler. Actually, Rick's back there. Say hi, Rick.
Hi, everybody.
How many have we added in the last 3 months?
3 months? how many have we added in 3 months?
The last I added three people. It was Denise Markowski, Ed Folk, and my wife.
Are you getting to where you need to be? I guess,
No.
I guess the other.
you're gonna keep trying.
I'm going to try until we get enough.
I guess the other question is, how many have we lost in the past 3 months?
3.
A few.
So,
And just to let the board know, I mean, normally I put in there if there's training certificates or, and there is some in there, I believe, for Matthew Gabriel. However, this is about a third of what was presented to me for Mr. Rick Edler back there. So he's been busy, and it would have cost me, a small length of time to copy all of these for the entire board. So I do have them available in my office if somebody wants to come in and look at them. Thanks, Rick.
That being said, we're looking for a motion.
yep,
I will make a motion to hire Matthew Gabriel, Rick Edler, and Christopher Desmadrill as members of the fire department. Support?
okay, motion and support. I just want to reiterate to the board too that anyone we hire in the fire department, they are on probation for 1 year. And some of them, they have to have, every once in a while we have to have more training, additional training. Definitely you don't need that with Mr. Edler, that's for sure. So, any more discussion?
Yeah, I just want to point out to the public that the 3 candidates all have their EMT certifications.
Yep.
So that's a pretty big deal.
Just wonder if any of the candidates are residents of the island.
Not the island, nope.
Are they gonna be stationed at the island?
Yes. Well, we're trying to do the duty shifts as best as we can. We've had discussions with the Flats associations. Sometimes we are unmanned over here right now, just because it's not that we don't want to. We're trying the best we can. And George, Chief, he's doing a great job of getting her done.
Isn't our hall manned right now?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Was manned yesterday also.
Yes, yesterday and today, last week, I think.
There still exists a resource issue.
Yep.
So what the board's trying to do, or what the chief's recommendations, is address the resource issue for good firefighters. So we're going to do our part to give chief as much support as we can, and hopefully we continue to get more and more candidates, so we can staff both departments adequately.
All right. Any more discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion carries. Congratulations, Rick.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Nice to have you. Yeah. All right, 11. We have a dangerous building. Actually, we're going to have more of these come. This one is located 5810 Point Trumbull Drive. It's actually this side of the, what's the drain there? What's the drain behind you, Mark? The
Pearl Beach Drain.
Pearl Beach Drain. And it is very dilapidated and very dangerous. And we went out for bids, our dangerous buildings are, and went out and got some bids. And we had 3 of them, right? And the low bid was Timberwood for $7,000, and I just want board approval to award the bid and have them take care of it. I just want to let everyone know too that the owner of the property will be getting a bill, and when they don't pay it, we put it on their taxes. So eventually we do get our money recouped. In the past, we've had our water department demo buildings, but quite honestly, they're too busy right now to do it. And we're going to have some more coming up that are actually boathouses over the water, and I don't want our guys out there. on top of ice and stuff. I want to keep that, that .79 as far as getting people hurt lower. So, on our risk management, so I just want to let everybody know on that. So I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the dangerous building for Timberwood Homes in the amount of $7,000.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion and support. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay, board member comments. Mark, got anything down there?
Well, I'd like to applaud the chief, fire department for stepping up and getting those grants and making something that really needs to be done with the equipment. So the board is very thankful for it. Policy committee meeting on Wednesday, we'll be discussing hobby animals, site plans for the old Allen boat storefront. Planning commission, but I say policy commission.
Yeah.
Well, that shows you where I came from. So, and special land use as well as that's it. And that'll be on Wednesday. Thank you.
I would like to thank everybody for coming. It's always good to find the citizens of Harson's Island support the board and learn many things that we have been doing, and especially in the wintertime, there's nothing else to do. You come out to this meeting. Lots of people are gone from being down in Florida, but thanks for coming.
I just want to also thank everyone for coming. I love coming to the meetings over here. We have such a great turnout. Also, we did recently get our auditor adjustments for our second quarter. So those were reflected into the revenue and expense report that I gave everyone. And I just want to let you all know I did not get the opportunity to go through this. There still have some more adjustments that need to be made. So over the next 2 weeks before our next board meeting, if anybody sees anything that's out of adjustment or just doesn't look right, please let me know. I've started to go through since I was sitting here this evening and put up some highlights, things to check, but I think we're right on target where we should be for the most part.
Sandy?
I just want to remind everyone that the Algonac Little League will be holding registration at our Clay Township offices the next 2 Saturdays from 9 to 1. And that's open to any kids ages 4 to 16. You can register on their website and then come to our sizing event. And the board has worked extremely hard to secure open gym time for the kids, so they get lots of practice time in before the season starts. So it's a great opportunity to get your kids out and moving around.
Great. How'd the chili cook-off?
The youth football chili cook-off went very well. We raised quite a bit of money for the kids for next season. And our chili cook-off winner was Coach Loper from the high school. His rat stew took first place.
Rat stew.
Yeah.
Good. Chris?
Artie, I just want to speak to the Dangerous Buildings project real quick. When we first introduced the information to me, there are 6 projects on there in the township that are deemed and labeled dangerous buildings. Of the 6 buildings, one has already been taken down, already spearheaded one, along with board consent. The second project we just awarded tonight, so that means there's 4 more. I'll be working diligently through the next couple of months to get the bids out for those 4. But if you or a friend or a licensed insured contractor, you're interested in bidding on the township demolition projects, you can get a hold of me at claytownship.org. My name is Chris O'Regan. You'll find my bio along with a link to my email address. So you are welcome to bid if you are a licensed and insured contractor. Secondly, potholes. They're a big deal right now. There's giant potholes at Church Road and M29. When you're coming back out towards here, so be careful. I did see St. Clair County crew out today. They were in efforts of patching. They started in Baltimore. I don't know if they got this far out. It's just a couple of things, right? Proper speed, right? Right now is probably not a great time to be speeding. 2, follow at a safe distance so you can see what's going on in front of you. And 3, most importantly, pay attention to vehicles that are on the side of the road. if you got a vehicle on the side of the road, the hazards are on, the trunk's up, slow down. They probably popped a tire on a recent pothole, and you don't want to get caught in the same one. So 3 quick tips.
Thanks.
Just want to say Happy New Year to the island. Anita and I did attend a personal property tax class last week that was very interesting. So taxes are due February 14th.
Thank you. I just want to mention to Chrissy, you know, we've been having forever, nobody in-house has really done it correctly, reconciling our cash at the end of every month. And she's got it down.
Awesome.
What were you off, $55?
$55.62.
And it's still driving her nuts. I mean, we're talking a lot of money. You got it down to $50. And the other month before that had dead nuts on. And we haven't had that being done in the town. Either we'd have to outsource it, or it just wasn't being done. And when I got in, you know, we knew it was a big problem. We outsourced it. Now we're bringing it back in because Christy's got a good handle on it. I just wanted to mention that for everyone. She's doing an awesome job. Hey, Chris, we got about 10 more dangerous buildings coming up pretty soon, too. I just want to let you know that are on the radar. We're going to
Clean them up or I'm taking them down.
Yeah, that's right. And how that works, if there's a building that our building inspector deems it's going to take at least 50% of the cost of the building to fix it, is to make it safe. It's a dangerous building, and he'll dangerous building it, and either they have to get a permit to fix it, or we proceed to we'll have a dangerous building hearing and bring in another guy that's licensed, and if he agrees with us, then it goes to us and we start the process. But and we've been flexible or very lenient, but we're going to start buckling down. We got the process down now, and get something going. And what else was I going to mention there? Oh, and you mentioned about vehicles on the side of the road that cost, or the
autonomous vehicle thing?
No, the guy that came from the insurance company, the loss management guy, he said there's been a huge uptick, especially with police and water department, anyone working on the side of the road. I mean, we've been seeing it on the news, of people getting killed or hurt that are on the side of the road, pulling people over or doing work or whatever, because we attribute to texting. But so what we do, we actually have at least one, maybe two blocker vehicles parked, so they're going to hit an empty vehicle before they actually hit where we're working at on the side of the road. So, and I just want to mention too, ice is not safe out there anymore. No. So be careful. We're getting a lot of calls, people falling through, and et cetera, et cetera. So be careful out on that ice. So that's all I have. Have a motion to adjourn? Support?
Can I say something first?
Sure.
What he was just telling me, I got a pen here that the Lions Club has been here 71 years. You're looking at these men that are sitting around you, you don't see any young people. I've mentioned this before, and I mentioned it again. We had our 25th wedding anniversary. Arlie and I have been married 61 years. I look forward to the 75th in this building. I think that the township should do something, because this is a community building. Whitey just told me over here that this building is paying taxes.
No.
No, not, what'd you tell me, 5?
No, we had to submit paperwork.
Yeah.
You gotta submit paperwork.
We just did.
Okay.
Right.
But the
Not
point of
paying
all these
taxes.
years, you guys been paying taxes?
No.
I got misled, okay.
Okay.
Okay, because this thing here should be, the township should be able to support this, or take it off the tax roll.
Yep.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right.
I thought you told me that.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn.
Level, man.
All in favor? Thanks for coming, everybody.